I got an email saying that hotels.com rewards will change to something called OneKey. I think it will change in different parts of the world, a little by little. So I wanted to do a comparison. I'm a fan of hotels.com. Actually, I use it a lot compared to the other websites because actually they do offer you a lot of good things. Instead of OneKey, they offer you something called rewards or rewards night. And let me see, I'll just try to show you how it looks here. It says hotels rewards. Now I'm a silver member. I used to be a gold member, but because of several reasons, I'm not using hotels.com anymore as much, as fluently as before, as often as before. So actually, what they offer you is I don't really think the silver and the gold benefits are really good because it rarely gives you something else than a little bit of discounts on some hotels. And it's not probably that necessary to jump from silver to gold or vice versa because they would price match anyways. So hotels.com, something good with them, they price match. If you find the price a little bit cheaper on another website, they'll definitely give you back the difference, but it has to be one of the bigger and most known websites like Booking, etc. So what I really like with it, you just collect like or stay 10 nights, as you can see here. And then once you stay 10 nights, they will check the amount of money spent on these nights, excluding taxes, which is also a problem because on some websites the taxes are much higher, some websites the taxes are much less. So you never know really how much you're going to collect unless you really compare with the other websites, etc. But anyways, it's a good thing because for every 10 nights you do get one free night. So it's basically getting back 10% back. So if you have paid, let's say, I don't know, $1,000 total of 10 nights or $10,000, then you would get back around $1,000 or $100 depending on how much you paid totally for these 10 nights. I'll show you also that I've tried to keep being a gold member, but recently I don't really think it's a good idea, so I'm not really going to try to renew it anymore because of the key system, the new reward system, which I don't find really useful or beneficial. Um, the difference actually between gold and silver is that you can still price match the same day on your arrival for the hotel. What I don't really like with price matching at hotels.com, first of all, they don't match all the websites, which is probably fair enough. Not all the websites could be probably as serious, as big, etc., etc. But the problem is a lot of the types of the rooms are completely different from the other websites and even from the original website, from the properties website. So in that case, they do not probably match it because they would tell you we need exactly the same kind of room. And also they want it to be the same conditions, meaning non-refundable or refundable. Sometimes in other websites like booking.com, etc., they do offer these things actually without having the non-refundable option. Breakfast as well. So they go into details. And as we know, a lot of the properties do not actually fill in the data correctly at every hosting website or search engine for hotels or agent. So it's not probably as beneficial. Now the third page that I wanted to show you is actually the OneKey system. Welcome to our OneKey, our free travel reward program. What I realized quickly, as you can see here, OneKey on Verbo is changing from 22nd May. Verbo and Expedia and hotels are actually part of the same system. You can see it here down here where it says part of the Expedia group, I think, or something. You could actually see it if you want to look at it. But what I really found that is not really good with OneKey, whatever they call it, OneKey Cash. As you can see here, I'll try to summarize it actually, what's happening and what's beneficial and what's not. Actually, you get about 2% to 5% back when it comes to OneKey, but you get it instantly as some kind of cash, and that's why they call it OneKey Cash. You get it actually instantly, so it actually 5% back, which is half of what you are getting with hotels.com rewards. When it comes to when it comes to the old system, you have 10 nights, let's say $1,000, then you will get $100 back if the total of 10 nights is $1,000. So 10% back is actually a really good deal, especially if you can price match and get the cheaper prices. The problem also with this is that sometimes even hotels.com offer you better prices on their application. And the problem also, I found it really hard to browse the hotels.com app or page because you have to jump back and forth in order to find the things you want, and it keeps reloading, keeps changing the language if you don't live in the USA, etc., etc. Now, the OneKey rewards, if you stay 10 nights, let's say at $1,000 a night or $100 a night, it will be a total of 10 times, but you'll only earn 2% back, which means, let's say $200 or $20 back from the 2%. So a real cashback is actually just 2%, but the real hotels reward is actually 10%. So conclusion, actually, if you want to really try to win or to earn much, the strategy, if you have the old hotels.com, if you still have the reward system, it's the best deal. You can stay many nights, like 10 plus, and then you get 10% back. But with the new OneKey, it's actually bad because you only get around 2 to 5% back, depending on the level or the tier of your membership. When it comes to, if you stay 1 to 3 nights, sometimes it's really hard for hotels.com to get a free night, but it's kind of good with the one new key, then you get 2% back very quickly. If you have really long trips and holidays, so it's a huge value for the old hotels.com, but it's kind of good for the new OneKey because you get 2% back. So yeah, if it's for short random trips, I think the old reward system is not that good because you don't get the 1 night out of 10 quickly. So the best, actually, if you want to maximize and use the OneKey Cash today, it's to book expensive stays, like one expensive night instead of many cheap nights. Then you would get 2% back. But still, if you book like a night for $100, you'll only get $2 back, depending on your tier, of course. So $2 to $5 or $6, which I don't think is actually a real good deal, but yeah. You can use promo codes together with the bookings. You can stack with cashback sites like the refunder sites, etc., or the credit card sites that they give you back, that they would actually refund you or give you some extra percentage. And actually, the good thing is just to spend OneKey Cash immediately on the next trip, because if you let it sit too long on your account, it will expire. So all in all, sadly, that's my take on it. I think the hotelrewards.com is a much better option. If they are really going to gradually remove it from every website, from every country, I think it's not a good deal. But that's my own take. So please, if you have any other things that I've missed, please let me know.